We have about 4 minutes before we get started. I'm just logged in early trying to get everything set up for you guys. Hello, Sierra. Do me a favor and type your name in the chat box so I can take attendance, please. We have about 2 minutes. And regardless to who's in here, whether it's 1 or whether it's 1,000, we're going to have a wonderful podcast. Excuse me. No, I don't want to do that. I need a digital thing on here so it'll show me exactly what time it is. Alrighty, good afternoon. This is Professor King, and I am glad that you have come to share your lunch hour with me. Today's presentation is not going to be, I slated for 1.5 hours, but I did that just to make sure that I have extra time because it is going to last a little longer than 1 hour. I ask that when you log in that you type your name in the chat box so I can take adequate attendance. Last week was good, but I need to know because some people had to leave. So please type your name in the chat box. And we'll get started. Let's get started. Okay, today's presentation is going to be over why taking pre-advanced placement, advanced placement, and dual enrollment courses in high school is very important. I'm getting an internet connection unstable. Notice what's going on there. So if it goes in and out, we'll do like we did the last time and keep going. But hey, Afy, how are you? Do me a favor and type your name in the chat box for me so I can take attendance, please, ma'am.
All right, will do.
Once again, here we go. What qualifies Dr. Bridgette King to be one of the 800 Links resident educators? I have lived in the 800 Link community for 18 years. I am of Duncanville, Texas. I'm a 1990 graduate of Duncanville High School. I am a wife of 16 years and a mother of almost 18 years. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology, a master's degree in organizational management, and an education doctorate in sports management, excuse me. I've worked for over 25 years in corporate America in various industries. For almost 12 years, I've been working in higher education, teaching business, management, leadership, human resources, social science, motivation, and professional development courses. And I'm also a 12-year grassroots girls basketball coach for the Lady Panthers Girls Basketball Association, or the LPGBA Lady Panthers. Let's see what's going on. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. This information is for all United States 7th through 12th grade students, as well as for their parents, and especially great information for minority students as well as their parents. Today's objectives for the presentation will be to report quick data on pre and dual enrollment courses, explain what the pre-advanced placement, advanced placement, dual credit, and dual enrollment programs are, provide information as to how a student qualifies to complete either of the programs, provide information as to how pre-AP, AP, dual credit, and dual enrollment courses aid in calculating the class rank, determine how the pre-AP, AP, dual credit, and dual enrollment programs correlate to admission to a college or university of the student's choice, provides traits and attributes as to what makes and does not make a student a great candidate for pre-AP, AP, DC, and DE courses, and reveal the challenges to taking pre-AP, AP, dual credit, and dual enrollment courses. DC and DE are dual credit and dual enrollment, and you'll see me use those, interchangeably. DC and DE, are dual credit and dual enrollment. Quick survey data. I did Sunday evening into Monday night, just quick to see how many people knew about these classes and how many, if their kids are taking any. So the first question is, has your high school student completed any pre-AP, AP, dual credit, or dual enrollment classes? And out of the 28 responses, 26 of those 28 said yes and 2 said no, which is really good. At least people know what it is. And then number 2 is, if so, how many pre-AP, AP, dual credit, or dual enrollment courses or classes has your high school student taken? And 11 of 28 said 1 to 3. 6, which was the next highest number, said their child had taken 4 to 6. Then we have 4 that haven't taken any. I'm not sure about that one. Maybe they didn't complete them. And then another 4 that have taken 7 to 9. Then 3 that have taken more than 10. It's actually very good. So let's move on to the first one. What is the pre-advanced placement program? Examples will be taken from the Duncanville ISD 2020-2021 student handbook. Says the pre-advanced placement program is the new official pre-AP program, which was launched in the 2018-2019 school year with 8 courses by College Board. Now, there have been, and in the past, and we all know some kids who graduated years ago that have taken pre-AP classes. However, College Board has launched an official pre-AP program in 2018-2019 school year. And so now, as you see the first little 4 thing, it says, though some high schools already had courses considered as pre-AP prior to 2018, now in order for those same courses to be considered true pre-AP courses, those courses have to be approved by College Board and granted the pre-AP designation, or the designation has to be removed from the course name. I was told that Bishop Dunn has actually removed all of their pre-AP courses and have now just named them honors courses, because they did not want to pay to have the pre-AP designation now added, because it's now an official thing. And to know if your high school offers the official pre-AP courses, you can check on the College Board website on this link. The link will be available, the website will be available. I'll add this in the chat room. I hit the wrong thing. I'll add that link in the chat room so people will be able to type it and click it and get the classrooms. But right offhand, I did look it up, and so in the DFW Metroplex, only Pasco High School, and South Hills High School and Fort Worth ISD and Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy and DISD are the only three high schools and programs that officially have the College Board Pre-Advanced Placement Program courses as of right now. Pre-AP courses are not honors, advanced, or college level courses. They are grade level appropriate courses that provide students the space and time for deep engagement of the content learned. The goals of the pre-A program are to offer every student access to a high quality education that prepares them for success in high school and beyond. And then provide educators with engaging targeted course materials to help them ensure their students successfully master grade level materials. And in layman's terms, pre-AP students, the courses are basically just to prepare students to take AP classes, the advanced placement courses, as well as the the SAT test, not the ACT. But the SAT, if you know, College Board is responsible for and administering the SAT test. So the pre-AP program is basically a program to prepare students to take those classes and to take those tests. It says, according to College Board, pre-AP courses challenge students to build relevant critical thinking skills through the following shared principles. Close observation and analysis. As students encounter text, art, graphs, maps, problems, and other source materials, they will learn to first engage in deep, close observation before being asked to explain and then apply or evaluate. This will be classes like history, math, science, things like that. And then the second one is evidence-based writing. Oh, and then the first one is also like English language arts, so English, those types of classes. Evidence-based writing, students will craft claims in science, analyze sources in history, provide explanations to problems in math, demonstrate reading comprehension in English language arts, and critique artistic choices in the arts. They begin with a focus on the sentence before progressing to paragraph and essay level writing. Those classes listed is what the evidence-based writing is applied to. Then higher order questioning, students are encouraged to grapple with questions that spark curiosity and promote productive critical thinking skills so that they can succeed on unfamiliar new tasks. These are for courses that promote things, not higher based learning, what is it called? Problem-based learning, those types of classes. That can be, higher order questioning can be really for any class. It's basically sparking and enhancing and mastering how to critically think, which is something that, our kids really need to know how to do. And then for the one-on-one academic conversation, students must be engaged in active participants in their learning. My apologies. Pre-AP offers frequent opportunities for students to compare, critique, debate, and build upon others' ideas. So it's when you start thinking about a regular class as opposed to a pre-AP class, the pre-AP classes just delve a little bit more. We can question why that is. We don't have time for that right now, but that's pretty much what it is. Kids learn the content and they delve a little deeper than they would if they were just in a regular version of either of them. What are the pre-advanced placement courses? On the left column, these are the official 11 College Board pre-AP courses as of this coming 2020-2021 school year. And then to the right, I've added from the Duncanville ISD student handbook, there are additional pre-AP courses that will also be, in existence for the 2020-2021 school year. So the official classes are pre-AP English 1, English 2, Algebra 1, Geometry with Statistics, Biology, Chemistry, World History and Geography, and then the arts, dance, music, theater, and visual arts. That's 4 different arts classes. So those are the 11 official classes. On the right, Duncanville ISD also has pre-AP Algebra 2, pre-AP Pre-Calculus, pre-AP Biology 1 and 2, pre-AP Chemistry 1 and 2, pre-AP Computer Science, and then LOTE are languages other than English, or as we called it in high school, foreign languages. So there are pre-AP Spanish 2 and 3, Latin 3, German 3, and French 3, as well as pre-AP US History. And the asterisks next to the courses, those are all of the courses on both sides that are offered at Duncanville High School. How does a student qualify to complete pre-AP coursework? They first have to make good grades, meaning making A's and B's. Students, unfortunately, being able to take these types of courses requires a higher level reasoning. So it's just understandable that students have to make good grades to be able to qualify to, to get into these classes. displayed through previous completed coursework, the ability to handle advanced level course curriculums that comes with making A's and B's. Parent approval, counselor approval, and teacher recommendation. And doing a little bit of research, in all honesty, as long as a parent asks and the parent and the counselor and the student feel that they can handle the coursework, if a parent asks for their child to be put in pre-AP classes, more than likely they will be. Next up, what is the advanced placement program? Once again, with examples taken from the 2020-2021 Duncanville ISD student handbook. The advanced placement program was launched in 1955 by College Board with mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, English composition, literature, French, German, Spanish, and Latin courses. However, there are now currently 30 AP courses available, and not all high schools offer all available courses. So you basically have to check with your high school, either the student handbook or the school counselor, and find out what AP courses are available at yours or your child's high schools. And some may teach all 30, but I don't know. Duncan doesn't. They are all AP courses are college level courses and exams that students can take in high school to earn college credit. They allow graduating seniors to skip introductory college level courses if they receive a satisfactory score on the AP exam. And just knowing, because AP scores for Texas were released today, in Texas, in order to get those, get that credit, the student has to score either a 4 or a 5. For some universities or colleges, they only have to score 3. So you have to check with your college of choice or your child's college of choice to determine where they're trying to go to school, and look at what their approved AP scores are. For many, I know this year, because of COVID, most colleges are granting credit with a 3, 4, or 5. The 3 will get 3 hours of elective credit. I think the 4 or 5, you will get the credit for that class. So say you took pre-AP biology and got a 3, you may get an elective 3 credit hours of elective. If you got a 4 or 5, you would get either the 1301 or 1302 credit for that class, and then you won't have to take it, or you or your child wouldn't have to take it once they got to college. The advanced placement program also saves time and money in completing degree programs due to completing those classes while still in high school. And the biggest thing, regardless to what you do on the AP exams, is having AP in front of a course on a high school transcript reveals to college admissions personnel that the student has tackled college level work at the high school level and is prepared for the rigors of collegiate coursework. It doesn't even matter what you score on an AP exam, because if you do the research, some colleges accept it, some don't. It is what it is. But when colleges look at your transcript or your child's high school graduating transcript and see AP next to those classes, that lets them know that they are prepared for the rigors of collegiate coursework. And that's really what this is all about. What is the advanced placement exam? Let's get deeper off into that. AP exams are standardized exams designed to measure how well a high school student has mastered the contents and skills of a specific AP course taken. There are 38 different AP exams that all last 2 to 3 hours in length. Due to the COVID pandemic, there is both now on-site and at-home testing AP exam options. And most of the exams are 2-part. Part 1 is multiple choice, and part 2 is a free response question, which will either be an essay, the student would have to write a solution to a problem given, or a spoken response. And for the arts, the dance, the music classes, their AP exam is a portfolio or project of some kind. Exams are only taken once a year in May, except for this year. We had issues, so they had a couple of AP exam test dates. But normally AP exams are only taken once a year in May. Students can take an AP exam as many times as they want before applying to colleges or universities in that 4 years. But once, it determines how many AP classes they've taken in that 4 years. So, they don't have to just take it once. They can retake another exam, and see if they do better. Say you took, once again, biology, maybe your sophomore year, and you want to try to take it your junior year to see if you do better, you can do that. You just have to pay for it. The school may not pay for it, but you can still do that. And then scores are reported directly to colleges and universities from College Board. And we're learning from the issue, as I said, the kids receive their AP scores in Texas today, but 2 or 3 days ago, my daughter's AP scores were reported to UT Dallas, which is where she'll be attending school, and she couldn't even see those scores, which I found to be interesting. Exam scores range from 1 being the lowest to 5 being the highest, and from everything I've saw today, it is really hard to earn a 5 on an AP exam. It has been done, but it's really hard. The average score from what I researched on an AP exam is a 2.9, which is roughly a 3, but not very many 5s, 4s, and 5s are given on an AP exam. 3 is basically the minimum passing, 1s and 2s are not, but once again, most universities submitting AP scores are an option. They are not a requirement. So just because your child does not do well on an AP score does not mean that they won't get in college. That just means that they will just have to retake that course once they get in college, and it is what it is. Successfully scoring high on the exam results in the student earning college credit for the introductory level of that course. Example, scoring a 4 or 5 on either the AP English Language and Composition or AP English Literature and Composition exams will result in the student earning credit for English 1301 and or 1302 in college. If they don't, they just have to take English 1301 and 1302. Depending on the school district the child is enrolled in, taking the AP exam free of charge. A lot of school districts around here where I live, Duncanville, DISD, some other districts, the AP exam is free because they receive grant money now. Mansfield ISD, it's not free. Most of the private schools, it's not free. So you just have to check with your counselor and make sure your child's counselor to determine whether or not taking AP courses is financially feasible. How does a student qualify to complete AP coursework? Once again, make good grades, meaning A's and B's. And because this is an official program that has been around for a while, you have to display through previous completed coursework the ability to handle advanced level course curriculums. However, there are prerequisites for AP coursework, and you have to check with your counselor or check with the student handbook to see what those are. For example, to take AP Calculus or AP Economics, students must take and pass Algebra 2 or Pre-AP Algebra 2. And for those that watched my presentation last week on the distinguished level of achievement, you remember that Algebra 2 is a requirement to earn the DLA distinction on the graduating senior's transcript. So it kind of all goes hand in hand. So most students who take AP and dual credit and dual enrollment and pre-AP courses also have that DLA distinction or the performance acknowledgement distinction, which is what we also discussed last week, on their transcripts. They all work together. For Texas students, you must also perform well on the STAR test. For all students, perform well on either the PSAT, SAT, or ACT tests, and you must check with your counselor about what the qualifying minimum score requirements are for those tests. And once again, parent approval, counselor approval, or teacher recommendation. And above all this, if your parent requests it, more likely it's going to happen. Third one is, what is the dual credit program? Examples will be taken from the Duncanville ISD 2020-2021 student handbook. The dual credit program is, by definition, a system in which an eligible high school student enrolls in college courses and receives credits for those courses or that course of courses from both the college and the high school. Dual credit courses are also known as concurrent enrollment courses or the concurrent enrollment program. It may be taught on the high school campus by an approved instructor or on a college campus. Classes may be both academic and technical courses. My apologies. The grade earned in the college course is the same grade earned in the high school class portion of the course enrolled for that course. So whatever grade you make on the on the college side for that course will also apply to the high school side. The benefits of taking, depending on the school district that the student is enrolled in, taking dual credit courses may be free of charge. You just have to check with your counselor. Benefits of taking dual credit courses: students will gain firsthand experience with college level work while attending high school. Students will transition more smoothly between high school and college. Credits are transferred in high school to Texas public colleges and universities, and you may want it, for those that don't live in Texas, check with your state. They may apply to the state public colleges and universities in your state as well. Complete an undergraduate degree faster. And then you can save money on college tuition. A lot of high school students in dual credit programs normally tend to graduate high school with an associate degree as well, depending on how many classes they've taken. What are dual credit courses? Dual credit courses can be core academic courses, career and technical education courses, as well as courses in languages other than English, the LOTE. Dual credit courses are vast, ranging from English, math, and social studies courses, as well as endorsement courses such as STEM, architecture, graphic design, health science, and automotive technology. Those are just a small number of the different dual credit courses that are out there. That's why I don't have them listed. I thought about adding the courses, but there was just way too much and it would have been made the slide busy. Students should check with their school counselor to determine what dual credit courses are available at their high school. And currently there are 133,000 Texas high school students taking dual credit courses. What makes a student eligible for dual credit coursework? Once again, make good B's. In Texas, students must perform well on the STAR test, the SAT or the ACT test, or PSAT, to be honest. Specifically for Texas high school students, they must pass the TSI test unless they are deemed exempt. The exemptions are to score 23 or higher on the ACT composite or a minimum of 19 on both the English and math tests. Those that took the ACT test, the SAT test prior to March 2016, they have to earn a combined critical reading and math SAT score of 1070 with a minimum score of 500 on both sections. So in other words, a minimum score of 1,000 or a maximum score of 1070 for reading and math. For those who took the ACT after March 2016, the reading and writing minimum score of 480 with a math minimum score of 530, and there's no combined score needed. Veterans, active duty personnel, and a student who is serving as and for at least 3 years preceding enrollment. Ooh, that does not sound right. Oh, enrollment transfer from another institution having satisfactorily completed college coursework. Let me reread that because that blew me for a minute. Veterans, active duty personnel, and a student who is serving as enrollment transfer from another institution having satisfactorily completed college level coursework. So in other words, if you're a military personnel and for at least 3 years, have completed coursework at one university and transferred to another one, you are exempt from having to take the TSI. And then are enrolled in a certificate program for 1 year or less at a public institution. Those are the exemption criteria. Once again, you can get into dual credit coursework with parent approval, counselor approval, or teacher recommendation. What is the UT On-Ramps dual enrollment program? And let me check to make sure that, okay, I just wanted to make sure nobody had any questions or anything. Keep going. What is the UT On-Ramps dual enrollment program, with examples taken from the Duncanville ISD student handbook, as well as the University of Texas at Austin's On-Ramps program? What is the dual enrollment program? The dual enrollment program is also a concurrent enrollment program, and it is basically the same as the dual credit program, except for 3 key differences. In the dual enrollment program, students will still have 2 teachers. You will have a high school teacher and you will have a college instructor, just like dual credit. However, students will earn 2 different grades in the dual enrollment program. You will earn a grade for the high school side of the class. You will earn a grade for the college side of the class. And then the third distinction is students will be able to opt out of accepting a college grade for a course if they don't like it. So if they don't like the grade they earned on the college side of the course, they don't have to accept that grade. They can take the waiver on it, but they cannot opt out of the high school grade. So let's say you take the rhetoric, which is the On-Ramps English course. It's English 1301 and 1302 rhetoric. You may pass the high school class of that, which is English 4, but if you don't like the grades, because 1301 is in the fall, 1302 is in the spring, if you don't like the grades for either one of those sides, courses for the side of that class, you don't have to accept those grades. You would just then have to retake English 1301 and 1302 once you get to college or your child gets to college. And the example of a dual enrollment program that is now making big strides in Texas is the UT Austin on-ramps dual enrollment program, which we will introduce on the next slide. The on-ramp started in 2011 with 166 high school students, and the mission of the on-ramps program is to increase the number and diversity of students who engage in learning experiences aligned with the expectations of leading universities. There are 13 available courses to take, which we will learn on the next slide. The on-ramps course credit transfers to any Texas public college or university. In 9 years, as of the completion of the 2019 school year, there have been 33,105 Texas high school students enrolled in the on-ramps program, with 175 school districts, 348 high schools, and 16 of those high schools are in the DFW Metroplex from Arlington, Carrollton, Farmers Branch, Cleburne, Crowley, Dallas, Duncanville, Fort Worth, Garland, Grand Prairie, Kaufman, Keller, Lancaster, Little Elm, Mesquite, Richardson, Rockwall, as well as Faith Family Academy. So all of those school districts in the DFW Metroplex, as well as Faith Family Academy, all participate in the UT Austin on-ramps dual enrollment program. What are the on-ramps dual enrollment courses? There are 11 of them. So you have, 13. You have the Arts and Entertainment Technologies course, and in parentheses, those are actually the college level course names for these courses at UT Austin. So Arts and Entertainment Technologies, Biology 1, Chemistry 1 and 2 with labs, College Algebra, Computer Science. There's the English Language Arts 1301 and 1302, Geoscience, History, Physics 1 and 2 with labs, Pre-Calculus, and Statistics. And the courses with the asterisks are the on-ramps courses that were taken at Duncanville, which from what I saw was only English Language Arts 1301 and 1302. But I have other courses that are offered, but I didn't see those, so I'm not sure. And what makes a student eligible for dual enrollment coursework is basically the same as for dual credit coursework, though I've had it out here: do well on the STAR, SAT or ACT, pass the TSI, unless you're exempt. And we'll get into what the TSI is, you know, in the next slides further on down. Parent approval, counselor approval, and teacher recommendation. How do pre-AP, AP, DC, and DE courses correlate to college admissions? The grade conversion scale for ISD, and really for most, I would say most around here, the grade conversion chart for the grade point average: A is 90 to 100, B is 80 to 89, C is 70 to 79, and an F is below a 70. And on the 4-point scale, an A is equivalent to 4 points, a B is equivalent to a 3, let's say 4.0. A is a 4.0, B is a 3.0, C is a 2.0, and an F is 0. Course types, my apologies, I hit the wrong thing. Advanced placement and dual credit courses will earn an extra 12 points applied to calculating the class rank. The pre-advanced placement courses earn an extra 8 points. Regular academic classes earn 4 points, and then the regular courses, which are like your aid classes, working in the office, you know, stuff like that, being a math and reading lab aid, those earn 0 points. I'm trying to catch up on here on this end for the next slide. This is why I say that taking pre-AP, AP, dual credit, and dual enrollment courses are very important, and why this is more important than what you make on the AP test. So ranking points are determined by adding points to the semester grade as follows for the classes of 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. This is taken from Duncanville ISD. This is how Duncanville ISD calculates their class rank. So I'm going to give you 3 different examples as to how taking these courses will improve yours or your child's class rank. So for a regular class, we're looking at an academic course semester grade for the fall semester for Biology 1. You or your student earns an 85, which is a B. Well, remember, if we go back and we're looking at this, if we go back and look at the GPA rankings, a B is 80 to 89 and gives on the 4-point scale, the GPA ranking points for that B is 3 points when you're calculating the GPA. But remember, for the regular academic class, the course type points are an additional 4 points. So if you take that 85 and start, for calculating ranking purposes, take the fall semester grade of an 85, add the 4 additional course type points, the student or your child now has an 89, which is still a B, and the points earned to aid in calculating the GPA and rank is just 3 points. However, taking the pre-AP class for Biology 1, because there is a course, that student earned an 85 for this fall semester. You are the student, earned an 85 for the fall semester. Remember, GPA ranking points are 3. But you get 8 points because of the course type. It's a pre-advanced placement class. So now for ranking purposes, you take that 85, add 8 more points to it, and now the student or you have a 93, which is now an A. So you went from making a B in that class for a fall semester grade to an A, and then that now gives you new calculated GPA ranking points of 4. You now have a 4.0 in that class and not a 3.0. Let's move on to the advanced placement, dual credit and dual enrollment course types. And there is no AP biology class course. So you take, say you scored a 79 as a fall semester grade in the Biology 1 course. That's a C, because remember 70 to 79 is a C, and it only results in a GPA ranking points of a 2.0. But because it is a dual credit class, that's 12 extra course type points added to that 79. So you take that 79, add 12 points, now you have a 91. You went from a C to an A just that quick for a fall semester grade, and now you've earned a 4.0 in that class instead of a 2.0. So you see the difference. You take the regular academic class, score an 85, all you get is an 80, you get an 89, you get a B. You scored a B, you get a B, you only get 3.0 as far as your ranking points. Advanced placements, take the pre-AP version of that class, you have an 85, but that course type is 8 points. Take that 85, add 8 points, you now have an A. So now instead of a 3.0, you have a 4.0 in that class. Go ahead and take the AP or the dual credit or dual enrollment version of that course. That's 12 extra points added to the final semester grade. So you made a C, now you made an A, you went from a 2.0 to a 4.0. That's where taking the dual credit pre-AP, AP, and dual enrollment courses help with calculating grade point average. It's almost a no-brainer. As long as you or your student can academically handle the coursework in these classes, take them, because it improves your grade point average first more than anything. Factor out the AP exam and all of that stuff. The first thing it does is increases your GPA. Now, if you do score well, score a 4 or 5 on the AP exam, yes, you also get college credit for that. But on the spectrum, your GPA is being enhanced and increased or lowered, because the lower your GPA is, actually the better. You want to get close to 1 as possible. Not higher than, but close to 1. The closer your GPA is to 1, the better. And then some districts operate on a 5.0 scale when it comes to AP, dual credit, and dual enrollment courses. So check with your school counselor on that. How do these courses help with college admissions? In reviewing the admissions page of any college or university, in addition to other requirements, almost all would have a precedence to granting admissions acceptance placed on whether or not the applicant has completed any AP, dual credit, or dual enrollment courses, as well as how many of those courses were taken and successfully completed. A student who's taken, say, 10 of those types of courses, their application is going to, because of their transcript, their application is going to be readily looked at and accepted more than a student that just took regular academic basic courses. I mean, that's just the reality of the matter. Referring back to the previous slide, AP, dual credit, and DE courses increase the points applied to a high school course when calculating graduation class rank. and almost all college universities use class rank as a deciding factor in their admissions process. There are colleges and universities that no longer consider the class rank as being important, but that's a very low percentage, like say maybe 0.5%. About 98, 99% of colleges and universities still use the class rank in admissions, determining admissions for students, for graduating seniors. For those seniors seeking to attend a Texas public college or university, the AP, DC, and DE courses combined with the distinguished level of achievement designation on the transcript will almost guarantee that that student is accepted into the college or university of their choice. Once again, if we go back to last week's DLA presentation in Texas, especially if you're in the top 10%, which is the next one. Let me go ahead and read this next one and then I'll explain. For those seniors seeking to attend a Texas public college or university, I have typos there. Any Texas graduating senior ranked in the top 10% of their graduating class will receive automatic admission into their Texas public college or university of their choice unless the specific college or university has their own ranking requirement, such as UT Austin. You have to be ranked in the top 6% for automatic admissions to UTA. So you have to have the DLA distinction to even for the top 10 policy in Texas. So you see how this all goes hand in hand. The more AP, DC, and DE courses you take combined with that DLA distinction will almost guarantee that you get accepted into your school of choice as long as your graduating rank is in the top 10%, or for most schools, the top 25%. Top 10% is automatic. But for most colleges and universities, being in the top 25%, it gets you admission. It may not be automatic, but it's hard to not get admitted when you're in the top 25% of your class. And also, these courses aid in acquiring scholarship and grant funding for college tuition and fees. What other attributes of the ideal student to take pre-AP, AP dual credit, and dual enrollment courses? The personal attributes are they have strong will and determination to succeed. And I am taking these from the Duncanville ISD student handbook. But from being a college professor, these do make sense because you need to have these to be able to do it. Unfortunately, be strong-willed and have determination to succeed. Be reading on or above grade level. Have strong study skills and self-motivation. Have proficient oral and written communication skills. Have self-discipline to plan, organize, and carry out your tasks to completion. And have interest in self-directing the subject. And also be able to manage your time. That's a big one, be able to manage your time. Then secondly, have the academic attributes are have successful performance in related content area courses. For example, math and science or English and social studies. Have a teacher recommendation, parent recommendation, of course. STAR test scores indicating on or grade level performance in corresponding content areas for those students in Texas. Then what are the criteria or what are the qualifications for taking pre-AP, AP dual credit, and dual enrollment courses? And this is predicated on students and parents already knowing about these courses. The first is actually, it's what are the challenges? I apologize. I'm like, wait, that's not what it says. What are the challenges of taking pre-AP, AP dual credit, and dual enrollment courses? The first major challenge is a lack of financial resources if the courses or exams are not able to be taken for free. AP classes are expensive. The AP exam is expensive. Pre-AP classes, like I said, for most schools that have their own grandfather pre-AP program, those classes tend to be free, but the AP classes are not. The dual credit courses are not. The dual enrollment courses are not free. So for those school districts that do not have those grant programs in place for student courses, depending on whether or not they're on free and reduced lunch and those types of things, it may be a lack of financial resources as to a challenge as to why the courses or exams are not taken. For those who can take the courses, the main challenges to completing those types of classes include, but are not limited to, extrinsic forces. Extrinsic forces are outside forces, outside of your body. This is having a lack of positive motivating, having a lack of a positive motivating support system. Your friends and families are not positive about you doing this. They're not being positive with you. They're not, pushing you. They're not telling you good job. Contrary to what people say, we all want to be appreciated and get approval from those that we love and care about. It is what it is. We're social people by nature. So for some people, yes, they can do things, because of the environment they grew up in, and they don't have to have that. But for the average person, and especially when it comes to students, they want parent approval doing this, or grandma's approval, or aunt, uncle's approval, or sister and brother's approval. They want somebody to say, good job. You can do this. Keep it up. You are so intelligent. You are so smart. Keep pushing yourself. Those accolades and that validation is very important, to children and definitely adults. And they need that. So when you don't have that and that positive motive system pushing you, it's easy to give up. And then secondly, having a lack of the adequate resources to complete the coursework, which means you don't have, the computer or the internet service, or you don't have the software to get online. You don't have Microsoft Office. You don't have Windows or Mac iOS or Mac OS. You just have no means of getting online to do this coursework. Then it's hard. Those are the extrinsic forces. Intrinsic forces, that's everything that comes from you. That's everything inside of you. So the intrinsic forces, which correlates to the lack of having a positive motivating support system, is lack of maturity. You haven't made the decision to say, I want to take these courses and I am going to do it, and I'm going to do everything needed and required to do that. You or your child, the student or the child, let's say that. Lack of self-discipline. Going off to college is more just getting a degree. Going off to college, students learn who they are, what they are capable of handling, what they want to be in life. There's a maturing factor that comes to attending college. That's why students go off to college. Some do stay home and attend the junior colleges or whatever, but if you go off to a 4-year college, you're almost guaranteed certain that you or the student or the child are going to spend their freshman year on campus away from parents, because students have to learn to rely on themselves. They have to learn to make decisions, not all, and that's a whole nother presentation I will get into later in the next month, I think it is. But students learn to self-reliance. They learn self-discipline, self-maturity, being self-motivated, having self-determination, all of those self-accolades and attributes. They learn to do those things their freshman year if they're successful at it, and they need that. So intrinsically, if you are not successful in the challenges of taking these courses, is because there is a lack of maturity, there's a lack of self-discipline, there's a lack of managing one's time. Time management is one thing that, regardless of how old you are, you have to learn to manage, other than children. But you're in junior high, high school, you're an adult, you have to learn to manage your time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. And what we do with those 24 hours is individuals. So lack of time management, I teach my adult grown students all the time how to manage their time. Give me just a second. Okay, coffee break. See how much time I have going on here. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. And then lack of having self-motivation. Once again, it all comes full circle. Kids that take the pre-AP and the AP on the dual credit and the dual enrollment courses, those are kids that are not your average kids. These are kids that are goal motivated. They have dreams. They have aspirations to be, and I will say this, and I'm not being mean when I say this, but they want to be more than athletes on a college campus. There is absolutely nothing wrong, and I will stress this, absolutely nothing wrong with playing collegiate level sports. Nothing. Because sports can be a means to an end. If sports can help pay for college, by all means. Just do not let sports be the only way that you or your child or whatever student gets to college. There's a difference. Have the academic foundation that you are not relying on playing a sport to get to college. But playing sports at the collegiate level, by all means, do so if you can. Next slide. Summary why this is important. The slides that you see with the why they're important, these are also very important for minority students. You know, this is information as to why these courses are important for minority students to take. First, pre-advanced placement courses prepare students for advanced placement courses. Second, advanced placement courses are taken to earn college credit through AP exam testing. Dual credit courses are courses that are taken concurrently with the high school course to earn college credit, and the grade earned in the college side of the course is also the grade earned in the high school side of the course. Dual enrollment courses are taken concurrently with the high school class to earn college credit, but 2 grades are earned for the college course, 1 for the high school class. Excuse me, let's repeat that. Dual enrollment courses are taken concurrently with the high school class to earn college credit, but 2 grades are earned, 1 for the college side of the course and 1 for the high school side of the class. Students can opt to not accept the grade earned on the college portion of the class, but they have to accept the grade earned on the high school side of the class. Those are the differences between what DC and DE enrollment courses are, DE courses are. Fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Advanced placement, dual credit, and dual enrollment courses increase the high school GPA and rank, which aids in admissions to a student's college or university of their choice, as well as scholarship and grant opportunities. 6, taking these types of courses should result in earning both the distinguished level of achievement and, if they do very well, the performance acknowledgement designations on the final high school transcript for Texas. Let me move my little screen. You guys can't see all the little, little bells and whistles I have on this side, but I have them open so I can see things, and so I have to move them around. And then finally, the more AP, dual credit, and dual enrollment courses taken and college credit earned throughout high school means the less classes that have to be taken to complete a degree program once enrolled in college, and that results in less money spent to earn a degree. That is the big thing. The more you take now, especially with dual credit courses, the less money you take to, the less money is taken to earn a degree. Then who are the college board website is www.collegeboard.org. Because the pre-AP and AP programs are administered and the SAT are administered by College Board, a lot of this information that I've taught and that I've presented here today comes from the College Board website, because I wanted to make sure that I had it correct. So you can learn more about the pre-AP courses, more about AP courses, more about AP exams, more about the PSAT and the SAT test, as well as learn about the College Board Access site for planning for college off-site. You can do SAT practice test, PSAT practice test. You can do PSAT and SAT study through the Khan Academy site, through the College Board site. They both link together if you have both accounts. There's a lot to be gained on the College Board website. And once again, I will say this. The College Board, the AP courses came out today. A lot of kids did not do well. Kids thought that the AP scores were going to be a little lenient because of COVID, and for the most part, they were not. So a lot of kids did not score well on the AP exams, but guess what? Who cares? The AP exams do help with earning college credit, but if the dual credit, courses are available at your high school, then take those. You don't have to take the AP test. You know, the AP tests are good, but guess what? AP tests and dual credit classes both give you 12 extra points. So it doesn't matter which one you take, just take one or the other. If you know, if you want to take the dual credit class and you know you can pass it and get the college credit and you don't have to worry about the AP, you know, don't want to have to worry about taking the AP exam, then take the dual credit class and you don't even have to worry about the AP exam. If you want to take the AP because the dual credit version is not available, then take the AP class. Now, the thing is, you may have to take the AP exam, but just because you don't pass it, guess what? Colleges don't put a whole lot of weight anymore on the AP exam scores. They are optional to submit, not required. Years ago, they were required to submit. They are no longer required. They are optional. So if you don't do well on it, guess what? Who cares? But guess what? It looks good on your transcript. And the references, see the College Board website, Duncanville ISD, Prep Scholar, Texas Education Agency. I try to make sure that my references are peer reviewed and they are from reputable sources. So you'll never see me in there, you know, within the last, they say good references are, I always try to use the last 3 years. I learned that from working on my doctorate. So. And then the Q&A session. Sierra, do you have any questions for me on the AP test? I mean, excuse me, on the dual credit, dual enrollment, pre-AP and AP classes. Do you have any questions for me? Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Coming up next Wednesday, I am doing my next presentation on why your professional and personal online presences should not be the same. I will use my own personal account, you know, for as much as I can for safety and purposes. But this is very good information for anybody, whether, you know, kids, teens, adults, anybody that, you know, have social media accounts. This is a very good presentation, why your professional and personal online presences should not be the same. That is next Wednesday at noon on Zoom. And then for anyone that wants to get in contact with me, I am a resident educator at 800 Link Community. And my email is 800educatorbridgette at TIcommunities.com. And then you can also join me or ask questions on Facebook at facebook.com/Dr. Bridgette M. King, EDD. I want to thank you for attending my presentation. Did really good today. I actually have a little under an hour left. I thought this was going to take at least an hour and a half. I knew it was going to go over an hour, but I thought it was at least going to take an hour, you know, going to take at most an hour and a half, not at least, at most an hour and a half, but I actually did good. I went over an hour, so that was expected. So I did have the right time. But again, I want to say thank you for attending my presentation. If there's any questions or anything that you have for me, let me know. You know, like I said, you can email me or at 800, was it 800 Link Bridgette? I don't remember that just that fast. But let's go back and look, shall we? 800educatorbridgette at TIcommunities.com. That is what my email, it's a new email address. I'm getting used to it. So if you have any questions for me on anything, either this presentation or the Distinguished Level of Achievement Education last week, you can email me at 800educatorbridgette at TIcommunities.com, or you can you know, ask me a question on Facebook at www.facebook.com/Dr. Bridgette M. King, EDD. I thank you for attending my presentation, and I will see you guys next week.